From the heart of the Northern Territory to the bustling art capitals of Australia, the Tennant Creek Brio is a collective with a difference. These men challenge the very concept of what Indigenous art can be, pushing boundaries, defying expectations, and channeling their rebellious spirit into bold, powerful art.
The Brio is made up from a whole heap of men. These fellas were living on the outskirts of Tennant Creek, and they used to go to this men's centre in Tennant, and they were running programs there. And we were lucky enough, Rupert Pether was coming through and doing art therapy with the fellas. Rupert seen some talent in these fellas, and they really got into it, and they really were doing good work.
I was working at the men's centre in Tennant Creek, part of Onion Health. It's a health organisation, and we had the men's section there. When we started the men's art therapy group, that started in 2016. A lot of men had troubles going to jail for whatever reason, had trouble drinking too much, and stuff like that. And I think this art therapy, it helped our men build that confidence to not be ashamed anymore and keep out of trouble, because we had something to do and something to look forward to every time we went to do our art therapy.
So Brio has come from Latin or something, somewhere overseas. When we were expressing ourselves through art, we were challenging what people trying to tell us not to do. So it represents us as brotherhood, like something say around brotherhood and the troublemakers.
When I'm with the collective, I'd sort of do crazy stuff, like stuff that I normally do. Yeah, you don't have to speak with your mouth, you speak with your paintbrush or whatever, your spray can or whatever you're using. I don't know if you noticed or anyone noticed a lot of energy in here, a lot of intense, electrifying energy, whether that comes from our stories and our diverse group, our backgrounds. You can see all the energy exposed with all the stories and texts we're doing here on relics and maps and stuff and all that. It's all intense energy here.
Our current exhibition with Tennant Creek Brio called Japanda Nyatu Miniba Iconocrisis. I think the exhibition is important for a number of reasons. It provides an opportunity for audiences to really dig deep and get a stronger understanding from the First Nations perspective on our history, Indigenous history, colonial history, modernist and industrial and contemporary sort of social histories. I think it shows the way that artists can be both resourceful and innovative and can make something marvellous out of things that are found, salvaged, left behind.
One of the things in our culture, when you go somewhere, if you make mess, you got to clean it up. Or you go somewhere and you dig a hole, you make sure cover it up. So a lot of the materials that we use is from mines, from old houses that been left out, and there was bonnets that cars been out in the bush and then left. So we sort of like kind of recycling, but also telling people clean up your rubbish, and we're using sort of recycling, but also telling people show art, don't go leaving rubbish in our country. Being a bit cheeky, yeah.
Brio is important because I see we're a group of men, a collective, as we know, but we're also role models back in our community for any people from any walks of life, whether Aboriginal or non-Indigenous or whatever. This group, I believe, is a group that can build some confidence and pride in who you are, especially back home in our community, for the younger people. Yeah.
It's a very fascinating place, Tennant Creek, both its Indigenous history, its colonial history. I mean, it's had a very traumatic history, and the artists are very interested in thinking about how we might live together better in the future, and I think that's a very inspiring proposition.
I think Brio really showed that give life a challenge, you got to try something outside of your comfort zone. A lot of the fellas, when they started doing this art, they never thought they'll go to in Melbourne for an exhibition, or never be on a plane. These fellas, they really get out of the comfort zone and tried something really new. So what I'm saying is, something's inside of everybody. You always give life a go, and then maybe something will come out of inside of you would not expect. So push your boundaries, challenge yourself. You always gotta challenge yourself, because anybody, you never know when you try out something, and sometimes you'll surprise yourself.
In an art world full of bold voices, the Tennant Creek Brio has found their own. Unapologetic, cheeky, and just the right amount of trouble.
Don't cause too much problems. Be smart, put it on a piece of paper or on a painting, and then let something else speak for you. Don't you speak your mouth. Your tongue gets you into trouble sometimes.
The Tennant Creek Brio taps into the power of art to challenge perceptions and disrupt the status quo, giving a powerful voice to Indigenous art.